I don't know, but that countdown right now said 5, 3, 2, 1. It skipped all of 4.
You be watching that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if it was important. I might have to pay attention sometime. Dude, so
Man.
let me get this straight. Okay,
What?
when you get your glizzies, as they so call them, right? Hot dogs for the common folk. You put sauerkraut and ketchup on it?
This is how I do mine when I go to QT, which is Quick Trip. I'll take hot dog bun, right? Then I'll put sweet and sour sauce on it.
Wait, what is sweet and sour sauce?
It's sweet and sour, like you put on Chinese food. They have it there in a packet. I'll put that on the bun. Right, then I'll put a little I'll put a little celery salt on there. Then I'll put the hot dog on there. Right? And then I'll get as much as possible sauerkraut and throw that up on the top.
And that's it?
That's it.
You don't I thought you said you put ketchup on it too.
No, that's me.
Well, that's if I don't do sauerkraut, then I'll put ketchup on there.
Oh my god!
On me, I get the bread, and then the sausage, and then I put a little bit of ketchup, then sauerkraut, and then some onions on top.
Sauerkraut and onions?
Yeah.
Oh my god! That's making my stomach tweeze just thinking about it.
It's really good. It looks really
turn
ugly.
Up your mic. Turn up your mic just a little bit, Deb.
I just don't want it to be loud like last time.
Well, I don't see orange over here. I see yellow for me, and I see yellow for Cobweb, but I don't.
When I'm talking, it goes all the way up to the red when I have it all the way up. Go.
Okay, it looks good right here.
Okay. So if I'm loud, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Man.
So Cobweb's over here making fun of our fast food.
Because that don't make any sense, dude. And what's
just because it don't make sense to you doesn't mean it doesn't make sense to me or to Josh. That's how we like it.
Sauerkraut and sweet and sour sauce?
I don't do the sweet and sour sauce. That's Josh.
Dude. We gotta read.
What?
Josh.
What?
Hit the intro.
Warning. This podcast is about the horror genre, specifically horror films. As most horror movies are filled with coarse language, violence and/or gore, the topics and language of the cast of the pod will also reflect the genre. If you have any issues with the aforementioned warnings, please press stop. However, if you have no issue with adult language, movie violence, or the accoutrement that accompanies horror films, please feel free to continue. You have been warned.
Okay. All right. Y'all hear that?
Yeah, what? I heard everything fine.
Cool. For some strange reason, I heard the whole thing all the way through and it never stopped playing. I couldn't even lower it down. Did y'all hear it lower down on y'all side?
Yeah.
It sounded fine, Josh. Why do you be tripping, man? You know, for somebody that just made us, we came over to this new format, and you're the only person that's tripping. Me and Deb are just on for the ride. Yeah.
Y'all always busting my chops over here.
We're not busting your chops. We're just saying, man. You know, it's just, you know what? Because you know what this whole thing is with this whole movie today. It's like, you think you know somebody? You really think you know somebody? Right?
Oh, I did. I thought I knew.
I thought I knew too.
Not me. I knew I didn't know.
I thought we were gonna. I thought we were gonna be. I thought we were gonna be talking and just chopping it up a little bit before we got into the movie. But Cowboy was going straight into the movie already.
I'm not going straight into the movie.
You just gave it away. He could have been talking about something else.
Well, he said the movie. He brought it up.
When? I didn't hear it.
Oh my God. Fine. Y'all talk. I'm going to get on Facebook. I'm going to see.
What are you talking about?
What movie are we talking about today?
All I know is somebody please pick up the phone. Dial 786-763-2278. One more time for those in the back. 786-763-2278. That's a hotline. Leave us a message. Let us know that you're alive out there and it's not the post-apocalyptic world. And I mean, we'll go pick you up if you're on Patreon, which shout out to we have 2 brand new Patreon members.
What?
Yes. Are we supposed to say their names?
I didn't know.
Shout out to Aaron and Matt. And of course, Brendan from Upkick MMA, Sam Haim, Miss Black Cat, and our anonymous nobody. Y'all are the real MVP.
Oh, snap.
MVPs.
Oh, snap. Oh, you know what? Because we got to start. Right, because Aaron, he won the De La Soul record.
That mother goose.
Yeah, he did. He answered the question and everything, didn't he? Yeah. That's what's up. You know what? I got to get that. I got to get that information, dude, so I can mail it out to him.
Cobweb did that giveaway. We got 2 patrons signed up around that, and then so now it's my turn to do a giveaway.
Uh-oh.
I haven't talked to Deb about this, so she hasn't cleared the budget or anything like that. But so to the next person that signs up for the Patreon at the $100 level, I'll give you this sticker. This sticker right here. Just Cast of the Pod. I'll send it to you in the mail for the first $100 tier level sign up right here.
$100 sticker.
Right, it's gonna cost you more to ship it.
Hold on, this one, look. It's got my sweat on it, so you can have my DNA also. That's this one. I'm gonna save
on Wednesday. We're gonna hear
bling 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 bling. Yeah.
Oh shit!
You're like, Josh, what's that noise? It's all the Patreons coming on board.
The heck yeah!
So before we get further into this, all the social medias are at Cast of the Pod. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the TikTok, YouTube, and of course patreon.com/castofthepod. Also, if you want to hit up that information, get some knowledge going, hit up Cobweb at Cobweb411. Yeah.
Yeah, that about covers it. See, and it wasn't that painful this time to go through all that this time. It was very enjoyable.
No,
when you say that,
it was.
Yeah, he's getting better. He's getting
better. It was all smooth. No
right?
hiccups, nothing. It was just like bang, 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 and then that was it.
I know, right? We're working on this guy. We're getting them smoothed in, you know.
Yep, he's getting better and better and better.
So whoever's watching on YouTube, check it out. Look.
Uh-oh.
Look at my dimples.
Oh, his dimples.
They're crooked.
Is that what we're talking about out here now in these streets?
I broke half my face, and now my smile's crooked, my dimples are crooked, and my eyes all jacked up.
Oh no, we got to get you. You know, you need to drink more water, dude.
It's not because of
Put some water on it.
Yeah,
put some water on it.
Yeah, just drink more water.
Y'all suck. You know that.
Like, put some water on it. You'll be fine.
I'm trying to bring up my trauma here, and y'all are like, walk it off. You'll be.
Just put some water on it, man.
There's layers and layers.
Let me pat you off. Pat, you're good.
Compartmentalized dysfunction. I put the fun in dysfunction. I'll say that right now.
Deb, this your man.
Deborah's been married to me for almost 30 years, and she's laughing at my pain.
Well, who else is going to laugh at it? Right.
That's what happens after 30 years.
I'm going to take the windscreen off the mic.
Like, ow, my arm. You'll be fine.
My liver.
Dude. Hey, so anyway.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. Good. Let's just gloss past my trauma. That's fine.
I mean, like, come on. I mean, is it real trauma? Are we really in trauma right now? Are we rather talk about, the movie, or we rather talk about this dope ass Jungle Brothers album that I got today and left around records?
I saw that.
That mug is fire, bro.
I guess we'll go, I guess we'll get into the movie because I don't know that album. So
it's okay, because I want to talk about this movie because I recommended this movie.
Oh, here we go.
Did you? Did you really?
Yes.
Cobweb exclusive.
Wait, no, I did not. Damn it! God damn, Deb. All right, Deb recommended this movie.
Yep.
Okay.
But then I forgot about it, and you brought it back up. So
right. So I brought it back up, back into the picture.
50%.
I get 50% credit on this.
Yeah,
okay, I'll take that
because I forgot about it. And you're like, remember this movie? You're the one who recommended it, and I was like, oh yeah.
So
it was.
So let's get into the movie. 2022's Influencer. Was this a Shudder exclusive, or is it just happened to be on Shudder?
I think it was a Shudder exclusive.
I know it's on Shudder right now. So if you want to go see it on Shudder. And tell them Cast the Pod sent you. They haven't figured out how to do a referral system yet, but shit, I don't know.
Maybe I know, right?
Maybe it'll work.
Maybe with this one time, we'll have all of our Patreons and all of our pod people saying, "Hey, Cast of the Pod sent us over here," and then they're like, "Man, that Cast of the Pods, they're like really good," and then they'll give us like a sponsorship.
Shudder's gonna be like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, it's not like they charging a lot and spend a lot on advertisement. I mean, it's really it's not. That's they just a flow by night.
I don't know. Maybe you never know.
Okay.
Yeah, we ain't gonna rip on Shudder. It's all
while
good.
Struggling.
What are you doing?
I'm reading the description over here.
He's trying to tell us to be quiet in a nice way.
Are we ready?
Talking.
Are we ready?
Go ahead.
Are we ready? Okay.
Go ahead.
While struggling on a solo backpacking trip in Thailand, social media influencer Madison meets CW, who travels with ease and shows her more uninhibited ways of living. But CW's interest in her takes a darker turn. Directed by Curtis David Harder, writers Tesh Guttikunda and Curtis David Harder, stars Emily Tennant, Rory J. Saper, and Cassandra Nod.
Cassandra Nod is also an executive producer or something like that.
Who was Cassandra Nod?
The CW, the lady with the birthmark on her face.
Oh wow.
CW, in my opinion, stands for Crazy Woman.
Yep,
man,
that's what we're saying, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah. This is one of those ones, right?
I know nowadays we're supposed to gloss past this stuff, right? But I will point out her birthmark is really her birthmark in real life.
For real?
Yeah. I mean, it's not really important, but I mean, as they kept on showing her face more and more and more, I'm like, man, they're doing a good job with keeping this, the same way, the makeup application every day and everything like that. Yeah. But it was just, it's just real. That's how come it looks so good.
That's the thing about that. I was wondering, it's like, because I've never seen anybody in a movie like that with, that type of facial.
Like real people?
Yeah, like real people, that you would actually see with something like that. Because how Hollywood is, But she did a really good job in this movie. And it just proves that, everybody deserves a chance, and just on their merit alone.
No. If anything, this movie proves that no, people don't deserve a chance because people are fucked up.
Yeah, people are fucked. I'm just saying from the stance of acting. That's all I'm saying.
They really didn't point out in the movie anything about her birthmark except that one guy that says, "Oh, you're unique. Yeah, you have that look, and that's in right now."
Yeah, that's about it. They just kind of.
I was like, "Oh, he's gonna die."
Yep.
He is gonna die.
Talk about her face.
Man, you talk about manipulative. Man, who was
Her. Wait, no. Okay,
her?
wait.
Wait a second.
You wanted to talk about it. Wait, oh. No. I was gonna say, go ahead, please.
Okay.
Start
Who
where you
was
like.
What was that Stephen King flick with the chick that had
Misery?
Her or this chick?
This one.
You talking about Kathy Bates?
Yes, Kathy Bates. Who was more manipulative?
This one.
Kathy Bates?
No, Kathy Bates was a better warden, a better psycho mother. This person is just a straight up killer, Black Widow, not Black Widow, praying mantis.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you something, Deb, and I see where you're coming from. You people might be thinking Misery and seeing like the film adaptation, but the book, Kathy Bates, man, that mother, she is straight crazy for real.
Real.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about like the actual character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never read the book. Only seen the movie, so.
Okay.
What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Nothing, especially not for our YouTube watchers.
He's always doing something, Deb. You know how he is.
I know.
All right. We be on some stuff. So go ahead, Josh.
They're only showing 6 stars to this movie. Emily Tennant, which is Madison. Rory James Safer, which is Ryan, the boyfriend. Cassandra Nod, crazy woman. Justin Sams, Jay, that's the friend over the internet. Paul Spurrier, which is the old guy at the bar that happens to have I don't know what his accent is, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one and generalize it,
That was pretty good.
And Sarah Canning as Jessica, which is the other influencer towards the end of the movie that gets a face full of rock.
Man. There's so much into this movie that you really think that that's like I said at the beginning of the episode when we started, is you really think you know somebody,
Yeah.
And they take for granted so much what you think would be kindness that people would normally just show, and they just think that it's actually like true friendship, on face value. That's not how things work, especially when you're traveling by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
in another country.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first thing that I said when I saw this. I told Josh, first of all, like this, there would be no way. I don't even like taking the bus from my house to downtown by myself. And
so
for her to go to another country by herself, hold on, I have to finish because then I'll forget. So that was like the first thing. I was like, there's no way that I would be going anywhere if I couldn't get somebody to replace that second ticket. I just wouldn't go because I ain't going by myself.
I agree, Deb.
So the movie starts off with a voiceover, very squeaky little voice, and she's pointing out where's she at? Are they in where are they at?
They say where they're at.
I think I read it.
I thought they were
in Thailand.
They're in Thailand. And she's reading about how she's going to the other side of the world and learning about different cultures and this and that. And if you don't make these choices, and if you don't, change your life around and do something out of the ordinary, change your daily whatever, that you're not really living. But as she's saying this, she's only inside the resort, and she's actually eating burgers and fries, and she's only in their swimming pool, and she's only at their bar inside the resort. She never leaves the resort. She could have did that back at home.
Yeah, she could have.
You know what I mean? She didn't need to fly to Thailand just to stay there.
She's all sad.
And yeah, she looks like she's sad, and they built up that she's just this typical influencer that, hey, let me stay at your place at your whatever, and it'll bring you traffic. It'll bring you, it's good publicity for you, though. That type of influencer, that that's what they were trying to push at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, most definitely on that. I mean, they understand how these things work. You know,
So
I didn't honestly.
yes,
I didn't really think that I was naive when this whole influencer thing really became a real profession when they first actually started talking about it. But it's really true. I mean, there's people that make a very good living off of doing these type of things and using their social media to their advantage.
yes,
It's
yes.
pretty wild.
I'm not gonna knock them. That's not the life for us or anything like that. But if you want to sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/castofthepod. No.
Oh yeah,
Instagram. Tell your friends, tell your family, share it to everybody. When you see complete total strangers, pick up their phone and be like, here, hold on, sign them up, Cast of the Pod. Automatic downloads. There you go.
and they should listen to them every now and then.
Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts.
I thought you were going to say apple
Stitcher.
pie. I was like, yes, please. I would like an apple pie right now.
Dude, after we're done here. Spreaker, you sign up for that. I'm just saying, automatic downloads.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So she goes
Not
to
only
the
will it
bar.
help us, but it'll help you because you'll have an interesting podcast to listen to.
It's not about us. It's about the movie. Calm down here.
Oh, sorry.
So she goes to the bar, and then that's when she runs into Spurrier, the old guy, and he's like, "So, what are you doing here?" And this fancy a lady being all by herself here, a young lady, blah blah blah, and he's just trying to find a friend, trying to
hang out
He's
with.
older guy, mid to late 40s, got some money off to the side, and he's just hanging out in Thailand trying to pick up women, and that does not sound right.
But that's what he's doing. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Hey,
but as we find out later on in the movie, he is legitimately just trying to pick up ladies, legal ladies, that and just have a good time.
Not
That's
trying to do anything.
He falls into the stereotype of being the creepy guy, right? And as Madison's trying to find some space between her and this alleged creepy guy, that's when CW shows up. And CW is like, "Hey, guy, catch the hint. Leave her alone. She doesn't want to talk to you." And he's like, "Well, I'm just trying to talk to him, making small talk." And blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, he did.
And then she's like, "It's us, and we're girls, and girl power. Let's leave here right now." And then they leave on a motorcycle, and then she's just driving her through straight up regular Thailand in the middle of the night because the only thing they have in common is they're girls, and
they got girl power.
And this one guy was creepy, even though we find out later he's actually just a nice guy. But yeah, so let's just drive around this foreign country that you don't know anything about whatsoever, and girl power.
Like I said, do you really know somebody? No. Right. She completely.
She trusted her from the beginning just because she said
right
that
from the top.
Right from the top.
You don't trust somebody that quick.
Right. She gave her like full access to her life. After a while, it was really kind of. I think because she fell into that so much easier because she was so depressed, so lonely, because she was there by herself. But that's the type of people those type of people look for, those predators.
Which she admits that her boyfriend was supposed to go, but at the last minute he stood her up. And I'm sorry, that voice is stuck in there. That he stuck her. He stuck her. What? He stood her up. He stood her up. And so what was her? She's so sad that the influencer guy that we come to find out got her whole career going and made her rich and famous, had to work and do, work that, helps sustain their lifestyle to where she can afford amazing houses on the other side of the planet. Heaven forbid he has to work.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes him such a horrible guy.
I thought that they were gonna try to be like, oh, he, I caught him cheating or something.
No, he just had to work.
No, he had to work.
Yeah. And he was setting up photo shoots and stuff for her.
Yeah. And he was still,
he had to work.
And the whole idea of their trip over there was that she's going there to work because she's an influencer. Yeah. And get the shots and whatever and come home. Yeah, but he's so terrible.
And she was only supposed to be there for a couple of days, right? And then she
was supposed to
extended
be there
it.
for a week, and then she
And then she
extended it for
extended
another
it.
week because she was mad that he didn't go. I can't believe you sent me out here for a week. It's horrible. So I'm gonna stay here another week.
That's
Whatever.
dumb.
She was very It's like sometimes you can say you deserve this. Yeah.
So I'm going to say this. We'll step out of the movie for a second. And this movie was an hour and 32 minutes long. And honestly, sometimes this movie for me just drug on. Like it took a long time to get to stuff. I'm not saying that I didn't like the movie. I'm not saying that I liked it. We'll get to that at the end of the podcast when we bring out the calculator of doom. But I mean, some of the character development just kept on going and going and going. But as I'm about to say, it pays off for what it was trying to show. They hang out for like a couple of days, right? Off and on.
Yeah.
And they're staying at the same bungalows, 3-story bungalows where the back of the house is just all glass, looking over the ocean and shit.
Real beautiful place.
Yeah,
and
then so they go out and she admits, oh, well, that's when she admits, my boyfriend didn't come with me because blah, 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 blah. Right. And so what does CW do? Hook them up with 2 strange dudes. Oh, you can't talk to the guy that's in your hotel bar, but you could talk to just 2 randos out in the out in Thailand that were probably out looking for illegal stuff in the streets of Thailand. I'm just saying.
There's so many hypocritical things that were done in this movie that just doesn't make any sense.
But it would happen in real life. I can see this happening in real life.
Yes, I can too.
I can too.
Yeah. Everything that they were doing, I could see that somebody that stupid would do.
Yep. So as they come home, and she makes a point to take pictures of these guys with Madison, crazy woman does, CW, and whatchamacallit, as they get back to the bungalows, Madison's front door is open. So what does she do? Oh, let me step right in.
Yeah, I wouldn't be stepping in when the door's open. I'd be
I'm by myself here in Thailand, and after hanging out with these college guys in the streets of Thailand, now my house is broken into, and I'm missing stuff out of my purse. So let me just walk around.
Okay, first of all, let me tell you something, how stupid this chick was. Okay, first of all, when you go to hotels and stuff like that, all that information like that goes in where? The safe.
With you.
It goes in the safe. Okay? You have a safe in your bungalow that you put the code in. Every single hotel that I've ever stayed in at a resort, they've always had that. You know what I'm saying? So why would you leave your passport in the drawer like that? It's where people come in and clean. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, what's the chant for today? You deserve this.
You deserve it.
Top drawer, number 1, first choice that anybody's gonna go through.
Yeah. And it wasn't even hiding. It was just on top of her clothes.
Just there.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't even put it in between your clothes.
No.
Wrap it around,
No. No,
So,
she didn't.
So all her stuff gets jacked. Her money, everything except her phone and her charger and her passport. Now she can't go back. So what happens? CW takes her out to the next day, and it's gonna take like 2 weeks for you to get your passport. Minimum. But 2 weeks to get a temporary passport.
But so now she has to extend her.
Yeah, she says you can stay with me. Right. This is the part that I don't understand.
Okay, go ahead,
she tells CW, you can stay with me. And then they go to this super fancy bungalow on motorcycles. And it was tripping me out because I know things are different in other parts of the world than they are from here. But they're driving on the left side of the road. And they're showing all the beautiful landscape and the sunsets and everything like that. And they're still on the left-hand side of the road. And I know. There's nothing to complain about, but I'm just saying it caught my eye.
I don't understand
your point. What's the point?
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm just saying the cinematography. We're talking about the movie. All aspects of the movie.
There he goes again, Deb. He's doing the same old thing.
I don't understand what you don't understand.
Right.
I'm confused.
He's confusing me too.
No, like the movie changed total gear and everything like that, and it just became like we're showing off all this landscape and everything.
Oh, okay. I was like,
no. The part that I don't
know what you're talking
the part
about.
that I don't understand is they go, and we have to tell the story to get to the part that I don't understand. That they're halfway there already. They're at the point now, but then we have to get past that to come back to this point to explain what's going on. So they get there, right? And they're like, okay, well, tomorrow we're going to do this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then they go out there. She's like, you have a boat? And it's just like a 3-person boat.
Yeah.
And she's carrying 2 gas tanks, right?
So if I saw somebody, okay, like we're going on a boat trip, because this was a surprise. If I forgot to say it, this was a surprise to her. She's like, I have a surprise for you tomorrow. And if somebody would tell me I have a surprise for you, and then they have 2 tanks of gas in a 3-person boat, I'm like, where the hell are we going?
Where are we going? What are you doing with that extra gas?
Okay. Deb, let me break this down to you real quick. At this point, she was already good as dead.
Yeah.
Okay, because she was going to either do what she did or she was going to kill her that night.
Yeah.
You know, so it didn't matter what at this point, because she had her at her place in her area to do whatever she wanted. She gave up full control of her life to her.
All this because the quote unquote creepy guy at the bar who came out with his name and all his story about him right there, just wearing his heart on his sleeve, you know, maybe trying to hook up or whatever, but was 100% truthful from the beginning.
Man, this movie, it ticked me off, dude. It ticked me off.
They get into a boat, and she's like, "Oh my God, you have a boat? You're gonna..." So they drive out to this island where they need 2 tanks of gas plus the already filled tank of gas to get out there, right? And they're talking, and she's like, "Oh well, my dad used to be on a boat." CW saying this, and I learned how to circumnavigate as a child, and blah 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 blah. And she's like, "Oh well, you know, I just barely met you, and some people would say that you brought me out here to kill you, for you to kill me." And she's like, "No, I wouldn't do that. I'd leave you here. And then first you'd start getting really thirsty, and then you get hungry, and then you wouldn't be able to find food, and then you'll start going crazy as dehydration kicks in. I give you 4 days before you would die." And then she just kind of looks at her like, "Ha ha ha, I'm joking."
She didn't say she was joking though.
No, she
didn't. She literally told her what she was gonna do.
This is what I'm gonna do. She even told her, none of your friends are gonna notice that you're gone. I'm gonna take your place on your social media accounts, and everybody's not gonna realize that I'm not you.
That you're not there.
And then you're just gonna be here, and you're gonna die off, and then I'm gonna take over your life, and I'm gonna take all your money. And she's like, "Ha ha ha, funny joke, ha."
Hey, did you peep out the part when she saw that wood on the beach or something like that?
Yes, that was the first thing that I noticed. I was like, hey.
Had somebody carved a 7 in there.
For how many days they were there?
I was going to say, did you think that was how many days somebody was there, or that she had 7 victims?
No, I think that was
days.
The days.
Damn. I thought it was victims.
It could go either kind of way, honestly, tell the truth, because she was doing this very willingly and very easily.
Yep. I wonder how many people she did it to.
Quite a bit.
And then she even told her, because she was like, "Oh, you forgot something," and I forgot what she said. And then CW told her, "Well, I would wait till we go to sleep, and then I would wake up in the morning and leave you here, and you wouldn't even notice."
Yeah,
by the time you wake up,
you're gonna wake up and not even realize I'm not here, and by then I'll already be gone, taking over your life.
Yep.
What's the chant for today? You deserve this.
Deb's all late.
My clap. So I told Josh, after hearing her say that, like exactly what she was gonna do, there would be no way that I would fall asleep.
No.
There would be no way I would have went out there.
I would just I would wait a little bit and then be like, I'll be right back. and I would take off in the boat.
Yeah, right.
Or at least sit in the boat.
She'd have hit her upside the head and dropped her ass in the water. She would have. She'd have dropped in that water. You know, I think that.
I'm pretty.
Go ahead, Deb. What the hell?
You should have shanked her.
She should have shanked her?
Yeah, as soon as man, you make some kind of joke like that to me, you bring me out in the middle of nowhere, like, I'm going to leave you here to die and all that. Be like, all right, I'll pretend that I'm asleep. As soon as you fall asleep, yeah. Haha, funny jokes.
And then I can go to sleep and then wake up in the morning and take the boat.
Take the boat, yeah.
Yeah. Go right ahead.
Needless to say, the next morning,
Guess what happened?
Exactly what she said. Exactly. So now, coming back to the part that I don't understand, right?
Okay.
She comes back. She takes off on the boat, leaves Madison there. Madison's like, nah, just waving her little blonde self there on the beach, right? See, the movie starts off with Madison's body just laying there on the sand. You remember that?
Yeah, it was.
No.
Yeah,
right at the beginning of the movie, she's just laying there on the beach, just waterlogged, and
I don't remember that.
And
I have
then
to go back and see that.
The movie looks like it goes into a flashback. But anyways, so she comes back to this fancy bungalow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes and she takes out money using what's her name, Madison's cards. She gets Madison's passport. She has Madison's phone, and she starts taking pictures all over the place, right? And she's taking pictures with people, and then she's photoshopping Madison's face over her body. And she even does a video. I'm here at this giant Buddha statue thing or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And she deep fakes Madison's face over her face. And she deep fakes Madison's voice. She's got a program that I guess she recorded. Well, you know what she did? She probably went and got all the audio off of Madison's Instagram
like her
account,
voice. Yeah, that's
and then cut all the words together. That way she could make phone calls over her MacBook and all that.
Man, she was slick, boy. I mean, she had completely took over her life like it was nothing to her. Like she knew this was not her first time doing this. Not her third. You know what, Josh? I'm with you. That could be the 7 victims at this point.
I'm going to say this. And I know I'm trying to not be like how I was in the last podcast where I'm like, oh, it's in the script. It happened in the script. That's why it happened. But even before Madison got taken to the island, every time she's trying to take a picture, I'm here with my friend, or we're here like that. She's like, nope, no pictures. Nope, no pictures. I don't do pictures. I don't do social media. What's she trying to hide? Okay, Miss Hide herself. Let's go to this island in the middle of nowhere because you saved me from the guy that was going to buy me a drink. And then I could have just walked away and said, no, thank you. I don't want your drink. And then just leave and be completely safe.
And be trustworthy.
Not that all guys are trustworthy or anything like that. I'm just saying in this situation, we find out by the end of the movie that he was a good guy and CW was not in this situation.
It was twisted in this situation.
Yeah, it was. It was completely twisted. It was completely twisted. And you know what? The one character, there was a couple of things that I would in this movie that happened that I know that I would not have done. And that is, one is to confront somebody one-on-one in a situation like this. You know,
which one?
Any of these situations. There was a couple of situations when, I'm jumping ahead in the story, where people ended up talking to, you confront this chick when what she was doing, and when you're doing this, you're by themselves. You got to realize that these people are crazy out here. You never confront anybody with something that they have done wrong that could be heinous, or it could be even illegal one-on-one. You never want to do that. Never concern anybody with something that they're doing illegal, because you don't know what else they're doing illegal.
Especially when you've got no backup, you're in their territory, and that's just that. Don't you know who I am? I'm calling you out on it, so you're gonna be scared because I'm calling you out on it. Real world, real world.
Right. The real world is I'm gonna take this shillelagh and hit your ass upside the head and dump your body in the ocean and take over all your money.
Damn it. For the next week, I'm going to be walking around going, Droopy, why'd you hit me over the head with the shillelagh? You remember that?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Spike. I don't know what you're talking about, Spike.
Oh my God.
For the very old people, there was this cartoon called Droopy Dog. And his cousin or his brother came into town and kept on hitting Spike over the head with the shillelagh, which is like a little club with a hardened wood end on it. And he's like, Droopy, you hit me over the head with a shillelagh. And I don't know what you're talking about, Spike. Yeah, but all right. But back to influencer.
Influencer.
I know, right?
Influenza.
He gave us a whole background
Back from
story.
These messages.
Right. On some Warner Brothers cartoons.
Ow, that was loud. Was that loud for y'all too?
It was impressive.
Oh my God. Dude, I've got this board all tuned up. Oh, wow.
He's over there tripping hard. He's tripping hard.
I hurt my own feelings, yeah. Shit.
You know,
but
the second part of this movie really kicks in.
Which is where we're going to right now. Yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
This part when the boyfriend shows up,
mm-hmm.
You know, she was not ready for that. I thought that God, I love this guy, you know? He just knew that she was up to some bullshit. You know?
Yeah.
He knew it. He could check at everything because the real influence is when he started looking at some of her pictures and he could tell, wait a minute, this is fake. You know what I'm saying?
This is not her.
This is
not her. She doesn't do this.
Right.
And then he I don't know what he kept doing to that one picture, and then he paused it and it showed that it was her.
Yes.
It was CW.
No, he was looking at video. Let's get to that. So you're exactly right, Cobweb. They get to the part of the movie where the boyfriend shows up and he's like,
but don't forget the part where she's like with another girl already.
Yeah, she starts.
Boyfriend comes after.
They show her in like the shower, and she's all like using all of Madison's money and all this stuff and taking over Madison's identity. And then she gets onto Instagram and she's looking for people in her area. Now they're in Bangkok, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's looking for people posting in Bangkok, and then she looks for people that have recently posted there. And she sees another influencer that just happens to be there, and that's her next target. That's how she's going on to her next one, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the next morning, boyfriend shows up. This is Madison's boyfriend. And he's like, you know, what are you doing here in Madison's house? And she's like, what do you mean Madison's house?
You skipped the whole thing.
Okay, go ahead.
You skipped where the same thing happened to this. She goes to she doesn't meet the boyfriend until after she's already been with Jessica.
Okay, so she meets Jessica, does the same thing, and it doesn't work.
Someone breaks into her apartment.
She tries the same spiel with Jessica, and it doesn't work at first. And then she spends another day, and she's like, look, I know who you are. I saw you online. I've been kind of following you. Again, with the truth. I've been kind of following you, and I was a little starstruck, which is not the truth. And and the truth is, you know, I just wanted to hang out, and I because she's one of these positivity, what do you call them? Like a coach,
like
a life coach type.
Yeah, life coach. See,
and so she's like, oh, okay. She the ego gets in the way, and Jessica's ego's like, oh, well, she's here to kiss my ass. So yeah, come on.
Why? Yeah. Listen to me, women. Listen to me. Please always protect yourselves and always learn some type of self-defense or something like that. But if you go to another country, don't trust anybody.
Nobody.
Well, even here in this country, you can't trust everybody.
No, you can't. And especially be out there like that. They could have been easily, that setup was so easily, they could have ended up in one of them doggone water freights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Boxes, if y'all know what I'm talking about. Real easy.
So Jessica befriends CW, right? And they're hanging out. A couple days go by. Lo and behold, what happens? She takes her card key, breaks into her place, does the same exact thing, takes her passport and everything. So she's like, "Oh, you can come stay with me." She's like, "All right, I've been hanging out with CW, so let me go stay with her while I get my new passport." Exactly like what happened with Madison. Then the next morning, Deborah's right. The next morning, the boyfriend shows up, Madison's boyfriend. What are y'all doing here? And CW's like, "This is Madison's place. What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Well, I basically paid for this with everything that I set up for Madison." And that's another thing I didn't understand. Well, now that I say it out loud, I guess because she took Madison's money and started using it to pay for the place that she already had, which is this nice, fancy place. Come to find out that he was checking Madison's bills, and that's how he found her. He came all the way from, they were what, Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Thailand to find her because he hadn't heard from her.
Right. And here's the thing about that with him, because he did want to marry her.
He did find out later on.
Yeah. Yes. He had the ring and everything. He wanted to marry her. I think that he shouldn't, there was times when he knew that it wasn't her, where he just he's like, wait a minute, I'll talk to you face to face. I got to see you one-on-one, because that breakup thing that was going on, I would have been like, nah, baby, you got to talk to me. This ain't something that we doing over the phone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This is something that we doing face to face, one-on-one. Until then, I don't want to hear nothing to you. You ain't gonna voicemail me and break up with me on a voicemail on some bullshit. Okay, no, it don't work like that.
And that's something CW did put. She was like, "I'm gonna take a break from social media," out of nowhere, on Madison's account.
Yeah,
and I think the boyfriend was gonna propose to her that night because he showed up, and I think he got there first, and CW and Jessica got to the place, and the door was not open, but it was unlocked, and there were roses all over it and candles all over the place. And then that's when they were like, "What the hell?" And then that's when he was like, "Oh, it's about time you got here," and it was not Madison.
Man,
yeah.
But I think he was going to propose to her that night.
And this is where, and then it's weird for like a day or two. Ryan's hanging out with CW and Jessica because they're waiting for Madison to show back up. Waiting for Madison to show back up. And then Jessica's like, it's romantic. You came all the way over here and blah, blah, blah. He goes, yeah, things changed, especially after Madison's apartment, her hotel or whatever got broke into, and she lost her passport. Jessica's like, wait a minute. That's when it clicks in her head.
Yeah.
The same thing was going on with her. And Jessica's smart. Jessica
smart
thinks
enough.
that. Right. And she calls out CW for it. But what did she think CW was really trying to do? Was trying to trick her into becoming part of her crew or something like that?
It was some bullshit. Yeah, she was naive. She didn't see the big picture of what this game was really about until she got hit her ass upside her head with that rock. And then that's when she understood and she got folded up and put in that damn luggage.
Yep, literally folded. She got folded.
Yeah,
she got folded.
If I found out, like, okay, what happened to me just happened to another girl exactly. As long
a girl that's missing.
Yeah, a girl that's missing. Her boyfriend came all the way over here, and they can't find her. Whatever I had at that house
is not important.
I can rebuy, especially if it's like I had that type of money that she had.
Yeah.
My ID and stuff, I should always have it on me to begin with. So whatever clothes or whatever I had at CW's house would be staying there.
Like I said,
I would just be, instead of driving back to the house to go get my stuff, I would be driving to somewhere else far from her.
You know when to cut your corners. You would have known when to cut the corners because, like I said, it could have led to a confrontation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you never want to do a confrontation with anybody that's doing illegal, calling them out. Because, like I said, because you don't know what else illegal they're doing and what they're capable of covering their tracks.
That's that mentality of, what are you going to do? Punch me? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did punch me.
Yeah, right. Here's the
oh my God, picture. I can't believe you punched me.
Right. gosh, I didn't know that you were gonna fit your little skinny ass was gonna fit into this luggage. This is a really nice case. I was surprised she got a whole butt in that doggone suitcase.
Yeah. I know. I was like, whoa, she's like actually fits in there.
I want to know who makes it because it was rolling pretty good with that weight, all that weight in there too.
She had a good one. She did. She had an influencer. Somebody sent that to her for her trip. One of them people,
for free,
yeah, for free. So she has something really nice. She just didn't know that I was going to be her tomb.
Yeah,
literally. So the next day, well, Ryan gets there. The boyfriend gets there, right? And she's like, y'all need to be quiet and blah, 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 blah. And you can't be here right now. Madison doesn't want you here. And he's like, I just want to talk to her. I want to see her face to face. She's like, yeah, well, get out of here. And that's when Jessica's bleeding all out and everything right there. And she's got him halfway in the case and everything. So he goes and he tells his newfound friends, oh, we got to go. Mom doesn't want us to be here. Blah, 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 blah. Right. So he runs off the friends, goes to his room. She cleans up the mess of Jessica's body and all that. Next morning, she makes breakfast for both of them. And he sits down at this breakfast and he sees that there's another plate set at the table. And he goes, Jessica was here? And the plate's empty. And it's got like some ketchup on it and a tomato and like some spinach, And she goes, yes, she had her breakfast and she left.
Bullshit.
And it's like, she didn't wake me up. She didn't whatever, blah, 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 blah. Right. And see, this is when I thought, because he's sitting there looking at the plate like he's investigating the plate. And I told Deborah, she doesn't like ketchup.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something like she's allergic to tomatoes. Right. Or something, you know what I mean? That he noticed, like, why would she have smeared ketchup on her plate? But no, it wasn't that. And she goes, I'm sorry. I just, blah, 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 blah. Let's go hang out. And they go hang out. And she roofies them in the bar, brings them back home, gets on them like she's straddling them like they're going to slam, right? And she takes some pictures and she uses his face on his phone to unlock his phone, right? And she had just found out that he posted a picture. I'm here in Thailand with Madison's weird friend, and she's in the background. She didn't know that he took this picture of her, and her face is in the picture.
Yeah.
So she concocts this whole plan to roofie him. She brings out a condom, stretches it out, throws it off to the side, and deletes the post on his phone using his drugged up face.
Man.
And then lays there next to him naked, wakes up the next day, and she's like, like hugging up on him and all that. And she's like, oh, now you got to go. And he's all sad and everything.
Oh, man. He was full of it. Because let me tell you something. I would have known what I did that night.
Well, that's what he says. He goes, I'm an alcoholic. I get drunk. I get blacked out drunk. It happens. He goes, but I never forget a shag.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And that's when he clocks her in the head, boom, knocks her out.
Man, I thought he should have went in more harder on her ass. I thought he should have went in hard on her ass because at this point you in for a penny and a pound. Okay.
Yep.
That bra would not have been walking anywhere without her kneecap being on the other side of her leg.
Yes. Yes, definitely. That's when you look, hold on. You always have an extra around. Just get start with the pinky toe. Just grab a pinky toe.
The pinky toe?
Just.
Yep. Yeah. Because if he knew what was up. He knew what she did. And at that point, once he tied her up, at that point, then all bets were off. And she even admitted that she even admitted it to him.
Technically, he should have gone under the police. But then she told him. She told him, and it's I kind of see realistically how it would have worked out. She's like, oh, yeah, go ahead, call the police. And you knocked out a girl and you tied her up. And who do you think they're going to believe?
Yeah. She played on his stupidity.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. If he did call the police on her ass on some bullshit, so that like that, and they did start investigating, let me tell you something. She would have been scared as hell.
Yep.
She would have been scared as hell. She didn't want the police there. She just used that as a distraction against them. She played that card very well. Like I said, she's very manipulative.
So,
but how would he get the cops to believe him though?
Well, he's the one that called. First of all, if he did all this, why would he call?
He could have just said, "My girlfriend's missing," right? And
so
he could have looked for her.
So go. Yes, but we're not trying to plan out other people's crimes here on Cast of the Pod.
That's afterwards.
Yeah, right.
But he says, like, where's Madison? What did you do to her? And she says, I'll take you to her. So what does he say? Okay. He should have been recording all this shit with the phone. Even if he had it hidden, show that to the police or whatever. So they walk out to the dock where the boat's at, right?
Dumbass. Like I said.
Yep. She's got her arms tied behind her back, and she fucking football tackles him into the water, jumps into the water, pulls her hands out underneath her, around her legs, and then fucking Krav Maga, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gets on top of him, chokes him out, and then her 105-pound maybe self drags a full-grown man soaking wet out of the water with her hands tied. I know it's just a movie, but everything in this movie is based in reality. There's no supernatural anything or whatever. Drags his soaking ass out of the water, puts him in the boat, cuts her ties off. That was the part of the movie that was like, really?
I was so upset with that whole scene, how that happened like that with him getting killed. That just really pissed me off, how he could be that naive and that stupid. I mean, to even notice something's going on, why would you take her out there in any type of condition to where she could cause you any type of harm like that? Admit it, because she just admitted that she can take your tour and it was on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? At that point.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he did that, because he was naive. But that's why he ended up dead. And he had a knife in his hand too when they were underwater. I didn't understand when he had the knife, why he just didn't swipe up.
All he had to do was go like this one time, like, because his arms over here like this, right? And then all he had to do is go like this or like this or like this.
Yeah, because that artery is exposed.
She was choking him. His arms were out completely, and he had the knife this way. All he had to.
Right.
That's it.
He I think he got her on the arm, but that was it.
Yeah,
it was
he did slice her arm. So then she goes home, and this is when they show her butt, and because we point stuff out like that on Cast the Pod. Are there any breasts in this movie?
I don't think so.
No.
There is when she gets on top of him to make him think that they slammed.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
She has a bra on though. She didn't take it off.
I'm not impressed.
It doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. But anyways, so she goes back and she tends her wound on her arm, right? And takes a shower and then makes breakfast and looks like she's going back to her normal life. Then she goes back out to the boat where he's been under a tarp all this time, right there at the public dock.
Yep.
One of his hands hanging
anybody could see.
And old girl in the suitcase is in there too.
And I'm not saying that nobody would have seen him there, right? But she's just trusting it. She's just trusting. That's the part that I'm like, really? She's just gonna trust. If she's so careful with all her plans, and now she's just trusting that,
I think that at this point, Josh, she still, you have to realize she still knows the area. She still knows who comes around there. She still knows what she needs to do. She probably knows that there's nobody going to come over there near that dock. She knows that. That's why she left it there. She's not worried about that.
I guess. But let's rewind a little bit.
Okay.
Back when her and Madison were hanging out on the beach before she left Madison there, right?
Right.
Madison said, man, I haven't been in front of a fire for at least a decade. And she's like, oh, you were? She's like, yeah, back when I was a Girl Scout.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yep.
And as soon as CW's on the boat going back, I told Deborah she was a Girl Scout.
Yep.
And Deb's like, what? I was like, she was a Girl Scout.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, what if she's still alive?
You think she ain't?
They get
just
to
don't
the
sell
island.
Cookies.
Yes. They get to the island. She gets off the boat and she sees a fish skewered on a stick over a fire. Right. And then she looks at that same log that had a 7 scratched into it, and it's got like 35 lines on it. So she's been there like a month plus. Yes. And then she's looking. She grabs a shovel. CW grabs a shovel. Well, go ahead, Deb. What you got? What you got?
No, I was gonna say that's when she said about her being a Girl Scout, and then she said, "Yeah, we used to I used to be in a Girl Scout, and we used to tell scary stories to each other." And then that's when she started saying about the story about her leaving her there and stuff. That's how it got into that talk.
So CW's walking around the woods with a shovel in her hands, trying to find Madison. Then out of nowhere, Madison just bum rushes her. Boom, knocks her over.
Hell yeah.
Clocks her in the head. Boom. And then you hear, she picks like up a rock. And then you hear a squish hit. And it even says in the closed caption, squishingly smashes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
This goes back to a scene that I know it's just a movie, and I said I wouldn't be like, oh, it's on the script. It's on the script. But this is a new segment I want to do on Cast of the Pod. What would you do? What would you do?
What would I do?
We already established. Well, all of us. What would you do? We've already established that none of us would have got taken out to that island in the first place. We've already established that we wouldn't have trusted being around CW. But let's just pretend that happened. Okay. So we've already been convinced to go out there and all this bullshit. You've been out on the island for a month and a half, and the person who just trapped you there, you just caught her off guard and bum rushed her. What would you do? Starting with Deb.
I would not stop hitting her in the face with the rock until I made sure she was dead.
Okay. Is that's your final answer, Deb?
That's my final answer. What do I win?
What would you do, good sir?
I would not have killed her. I probably would have injured her very badly and left her out there and went to the authorities. Because in my mind, I'm thinking we've already established that this is not the first person she's done this to. And the police are going to need to get in touch with this chick to find out, take her into custody and get her to talk to see exactly who else she's done this to, that they can try to help these people out. That's just my thinking. I mean, she wouldn't be walking around. She'd be having a permanent limp, most definitely, but she's going to need some corrective surgery and a lot of rehab, but she's going to be alive enough to tell the tale.
I agree with both of y'all. I mean, what I would do is, just like Cobweb said, I would want to make sure she could stand up in the court of law and face justice. And while Deb says that she would keep on swinging with her, I too myself would want her to face the police, but it would be hard to do when the only thing left of her head would be a puddle after the rocks, because she'd just be a puddle by the time I'm done with it.
Especially when she would have went back and she saw her doggone boyfriend in that doggone boat.
Yes. Yeah. She goes to the boat, finds her boyfriend there, and then she has to realize that he came all the way around the world for her just to get killed by CW. And that's when you go back and I'm sorry. I only left you a little puddle, so let me make you a big puddle.
Man. Yeah.
She gets in the boat, drives off in the boat. Now, as she's driving off, CW gets up. and she looks for the boat and she sees that she's leaving. CW has a smile on her face. The end. Goes to credits. So the movie establishes stereotypes of they even talk about she says, call the police. They're not going to believe you, whatever. She even does a couple of posts saying that, as Madison, saying that she left Ryan because Ryan used to beat her.
Yeah.
And then all these people who loved Ryan all of a sudden like, yes, I never trusted him. He's such a horrible person. Even her bestie.
I was like going to say even her friend that she talked to all the time.
All his media accounts left him too. His sponsorships cut him.
He told Ryan, oh, you're too good for her. And then as soon as she posted that and everybody jumps on her posts, then he's like, oh, Ryan was never a good guy. I was telling her that. Yeah.
It's like you just literally told him that she wasn't good enough for you. And now you're...
Because that's the way that people are. But it just shows
how people are. Exactly.
You know, you really don't know people, you know what I'm saying? Because you just see them. you don't. Like we said, what did we say in the beginning of this episode? You really think you know somebody until you really don't.
Yeah.
You know
what I really liked about this movie?
What?
It took like 26 minutes before they showed the credits.
Oh, yeah, right?
I didn't even realize it.
It wasn't until Madison got left on the beach that they actually showed the credits.
We were like, hey, I didn't even realize it. The movie, it just got my attention so much that I didn't even realize that we hadn't even done the credits yet.
Hey, Josh, I got to say this one thing, Josh. I'm with you on this one point. It was filmed very well. I must say.
It looked great. It looked great.
It was filmed very well.
So another segment that I want to start doing on Cast of the Pod, since this is season 3, we didn't even talk about it. Episode 2 of season 3. Thank you for anybody who's listening. Whoever just started listening today, and if you already listened an hour and 7 minutes into this, thank you very much.
Yeah, right.
But if you've heard every episode, or if this is your first one, thank you for being along for the ride. But another segment I want to add in. Even if this was a movie where there's like 3 movies afterwards, we're just talking about this one movie right here. What happened after the credits? We'll start with Cobweb. What do you think happened? If you were writing the next part of this movie and you had to explain it in the first 5 minutes of the next movie, what happened?
What happened? You would be seeing her at the police station with her boyfriend and them telling them this is what she's doing. You would have seen that, and her getting home. I couldn't see anything else from that, because I thought at the end that's what you'd have seen.
Deb, what do you see?
I see a twist. I see her going to the cops, taking the cops back to the island to go and get her because she left her there, and CW being gone. She had the 2 tanks of gas for a simple fact that in case that boat, she'd always have a second one because she would go over there all the time with different people, and she had a boat stash somewhere in the island. So that's why she had the smile on her face, because she had another boat. And
I don't think so, Deb, because old girl was on that island for she's explored that whole island. You out there for that much time, you out there looking for anything.
So
that's true, but she could have missed something.
I'm smiling because that's kind of what I thought myself, that she goes out there, she goes to the police, here's the body of the boyfriend, here's the body of Jessica, right? Who now, because of social media, are linked publicly, the boyfriend and Jessica, right? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had a cough. And now they go to the police, and the police is like, wait a minute, why did this girlfriend show up with the body of her ex-boyfriend and this girl that the ex-boyfriend's been hanging out with? And she's like, no, they try to blame it on her. And she's like, no, it's not me. It didn't happen that way. let's go back to this island. And they go to the island. CW's not there. We don't know if she's hiding or how she got off the island or anything like that. But they can't find her. And then Madison gets busted for the murders of the boyfriend and Jessica.
I can see how that could possibly happen, but I can tell you this right now. Like, it doesn't take that much of a trained eye for somebody to understand that those photos that old girl was posting were fake.
That was exactly. You are correct. Because that's what Ryan found. He was going frame by frame by frame. And they even showed how they did the deep fakes. Yeah. Where they got all the different frames of her face and it just how it lined up. And the computer did that automatically. One frame showed the birthmark on her face. And that was the trigger.
Yeah. And honestly, tell the truth, that even if she would have went back and said, because they would have been asking her about things like this, the social media, she would have been on that shit, talking and all that stuff like that, because they would have dug in because they're the authorities. But then they would have been looking at it too, and then she'd have been like, look, I never did this. That's not me. Blase, blah, woo, woo. You know, and if like I said, this guy didn't have any type of advanced police detective work, and he was able to figure it out. You know, it wouldn't take that long, you know, before they realized that there was something awry.
Bro, don't shoot him short. He's a digital media content creator.
You know what? And there's always this one thing that we always know in these horror movies. There's bad police work.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It was bad police work.
All right. So, you know what time it is, right?
Calculator of Doom.
Right.
Wow. Spoiler alert, Deb. Thanks. All right. Time for the calculator to do.
Me too.
All right.
I'm gonna go first today, if that's okay with y'all.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I give this movie a 7. I mean, that's something else. I'm trying to retool my scoring pattern on stuff because I've been giving a whole bunch of like 9s and whatever, and I want to be more realistic. There's nothing wrong with the 7. Hell, there's nothing wrong with the 5. Under 5, then whatever.
Yeah. And you gotta rethink your filming.
So 5 being an average.
Yeah, right.
This is above average.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I give it a 7. Who's next?
I'll go. You, I give it a 7 also. I had already was thinking like the whole time.
Stealing ideas.
Not because I'm trying to copy you, but that's what I already had thought about from the beginning of the episode.
You know what we're going to do? From now on, after today, we're going to write down our numbers. You're going to pick it up in your hand like this
at the
write
end.
It like this on your hand or something like that. And
at the beginning of the episode, we'll write
show it. That way you don't get copy ass Deb.
No. You got to do it
right. No, because what if you hear? Go ahead.
It's like this. You have to do it before when the calculator doom show up. You write down your score.
Yes.
Okay, right. I got that.
Right, because your opinions can change as the movie goes. We talk about it.
Yes.
In case one of us turns. Yeah. Okay. I'm down with that. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And then when it's our turn, we just pick up the paper, and you can see our number.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna do. All right, Mr. Webb.
Honestly, tell the truth. I'm going to give it a 7 as well.
So that leads us to a grand total of 21 divided by 3. We don't have to do the math. This movie rated a 7 here at Cast of the Pod.
Yeah, right.
Which, like I said, is above average. Is not a bad rating.
It was a good movie.
I probably won't be watching this movie again anytime soon because, I mean, it takes a while to get to the meat. But yeah,
but it pays off. It pays off at the end.
You can tell they want to establish.
I do need to go see.
Go ahead.
I'm going to see it one more time just because I want to see the beginning because I didn't see Madison.
The
opening
beginning scene is
yeah.
I didn't see that one, so I think I was like getting myself situated in my seat.
I will give them credit. I did not think that Madison was going to be alive until they're going back on the boat, and then I was like, She was a Girl Scout.
I knew she was going to be alive. I knew through the get-go that she was still going to be alive. You know, because like I said, she underestimated. You just don't know people like you think you know her. She doesn't know what Girl Scouts is. She grew up in Thailand. She know what the Girl Scouts about. You know?
See, and something we left out because we got all tied up in it. The movie averts stereotypes, as in the boyfriend who you thought was going to be an asshole comes to the other side of the world to save her. Yep. To find out what's going on, right? Even though it's a bad thing to save people nowadays, but he comes over there to find her and to talk to her face to face, right?
Right.
And then the drunk guy at the bar happens to talk to the boyfriend, and he shows her a picture. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's the girl that was here with the other girl, and after she lost her passport and got broken, that's how he found out that her apartment got broken into and all her stuff." You know what I mean? And that's when he found the link. And if it wouldn't have been for the nice old guy trying to pick up ladies in the bar the old-fashioned way, he wouldn't have been able to put 4 and 4 together to get 12.
You know, that guy was there for a long time. You got to think he was there for at least about a month. He was at that resort for a minute.
Well, no, that's what he said. He said, "How long have you been here?" And he goes, "Oh, you know, your wife leaves you, and then you come out here, and then you never go home." So that's where he decided to stay in Thailand.
Yeah. He's a local now.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, that's all I got for today's episode. I don't know how entertaining it was, because we were going back and forth with we were having the conversation of friends, and that's really what Cast the Pod is. That the three of us, you know, talking and intermingling about movies and stuff like that. And, you know, usually I try to mix in some jokes, but I didn't joke it up today. I don't think so.
Because it was a good movie. Normally we say we don't really like doing the movies that we like because there's really not a lot to say.
Yes.
Why are you making that face for?
Go ahead, Dave. Continue.
But this movie, there was a lot that we could discuss.
It was good.
There was a lot of questions I had. There was a lot of questions I had. There was a lot of things that I would do differently or not do at all. There's things that made me mad. I'm like, why would you even do this? Why would you do that?
True.
It was a good movie.
I cannot argue that point. But I was gonna say that I was doing a layup here of me making jokes in other podcasts, and then either one of y'all could have been like, "You've got jokes?" That's what I was hoping for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I ruined it for you. Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, right? Come on, dude. Come on, man. Come on. See, he expects so much of us, Deb. You know, we sit up here.
We can read his mind or something.
The dream team here. Cast the Pod, the dream team.
I'm with you.
It's he just looks at us and we're supposed to know what he's thinking.
Dream team? Literally? Where do you think the phrase comes from? Just
a dream team, yeah.
Behind the back, distance, all the way down the court. Nobody slam dunk. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
I think he's right, Deb. I can't
so
really make nothing wrong with that when it's so thinking about that. Oh snap.
I am so glad. Please, somebody say that again. I was what?
He was right. He's right. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right.
I am definitely not going to remix that and it just be like, he was right. He was right. He was right. And
oh no. What have I done?
He was right.
Oh snap.
I think your head's getting a little bit bigger. Right there, like it's glossier in the front.
All right, y'all. So
I can't see you anymore from all the shine.
Got jokes. You got jokes.
All right. Yeah, are y'all ready to end this?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm straight.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
We're an hour 20 into it. Thank you, pod peoples. Patreon pod persons.
And all the pitties out there.
All the pitties.
Oh yeah. To any of the pitties that tuned in today, we love pitties.
We do. We really do. Hey, who time is to sign off? We lost the count. What are we doing this week? Who is it?
I don't know. Why don't you start it since you remembered it?
Oh, what the hell, man.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, check this out. This your boy Cobweb. What?
We haven't done the social medias yet.
Well,
for whoever tuned in halfway and didn't hear that, all they need to go is to like social media and go to Cast of the Pod and Cobweb 411.
He sits up there and he thinks that I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay. I was going to say all that stuff right then and there. And he just takes over all the time, Deb. He's always got, he is Josh for real. How do you do it at home? How do you do it?
It's funny. Somebody asked me that the other night. I think I got asked that like 3 times this week from 3 different people.
I wonder why.
And now it's 4.
4 people? In 1 week?
4 people.
In 1 week?
In 1 week.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. 30 years.
30 years?
30 years of my life.
Yep.
Please. Don't let me hold you back. Please continue.
But you know what? After 30 years, I still love him.
Oh, that's really nice. And I really feel for you. And I really feel for you. 30 years. God damn.
30 years.
I thought we were ending this already.
Oh, my bad.
Gentle segue into the ending segment of today's episode.
Hey, me and Cowboy were having a discussion here.
Yeah.
You just sit there and make your faces.
Yeah. And we were trying to end the show, but then you stopped it. See, then he goes all black again. What the heck is Deb?
That's his feelings. He's into his feelings right now. Just leave him alone. He'll pass.
Well, then if that's the case, then I guess the show is over with. He's just going to end the show on his own. Mr. I Got Feelings.
There he goes.
Oh, my God.
Are we done? Oh, are we done?
No. We still have a little bit more. Go ahead. Go black again.
It's all him. You brought this up, Josh. This was you. We were ready to sign off, but you just kept it going.
You're all like, time's out. Time's out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was throwing flags on the plate. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out.
I'm sorry. Pay no attention to me. I'm just jamming out here. Y'all have y'all's conversation. I'm all right. Damn, it's over.
Hey, pod people. This is another episode of Cast of the Pod. I'm Cobweb.
I'm Josh.
I'm Deb.
Jesus. You've been warned.
I beat you to it.
You all have been warned.
Bye, everybody.
Peace. I guess I should have hit record all this time, right?
What the